Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this August the 24th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Thursday out there so far. Hope everybody has a great Thursday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about your forecast for Friday and Saturday. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the watching, warning, and advisory map for your location across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center overview and a few other products they offer, and the storm report that came in this afternoon. And also, we're going to take a look at Tropical Storm Franklin and also the other tropical disturbance in the tropical Atlantic. If you would like to find out more about more detailed forecast on the tropic, check out my earlier video from this afternoon. I went into more detail about it, so go back and check it out as well. Alrighty, and if you're a new viewer, go ahead and smash that subscribe button today. And if you enjoy these daily uploads, smash that subscribe button for me. I would greatly appreciate it, and you will too, because you'll enjoy these forecasts, what I produce every day on YouTube here. Alright. Also, like these videos, share these videos, and like I said, I consider for everyone to subscribe who has not. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button and get on into the Mike Bass's Weather Forecast channel. And don't miss a beat of my forecast as well, so watch the entire video all the way through. Alright, now, as you can see here, we're going to go ahead and dive on into the forecast, and we're going to get the show on the road there, folks. Alright, as you can see here, we got quiet conditions extending from Quebec, Canada through southern Canada all the way back into southwestern portion of Canada around Vancouver, portion of Washington State over toward Montana, North Dakota, portion of Minnesota, South Dakota, portion of Iowa, and also into Wyoming. Also dry conditions over Oregon, portion of Oregon down to San Francisco, Los Angeles, also portion of Nevada, down into portion of Arizona, down to the Gulf of California, also into the central and southern portion of the Gulf of in the Mexico state as well. Also in the portion of Texas over toward Dallas and Houston area down there as well, in southern Louisiana, and also in Oklahoma. Also around the Atlanta, Georgia area, in the portion of Tennessee, down in the portions of Georgia, and northern and central Florida as well. Here's Franklin, Tropical Storm Franklin, which will become a Hurricane Franklin. By Monday, it should have winds of about 110 miles per hour and greater. So, like I said, we'll get into more detail than that. A little area of disturbed weather here just in the Bahamas. Also got some showers and storms down here around Miami, down into the Florida Keys. Also across southern Texas into the Gulf of Mexico. Also in the ports of Texas, all the way into Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, all the way back into New Mexico, northern Mexico, in the port of Arizona, Utah, Nevada. Also into Idaho, port of Montana, Oregon, and Washington State, up towards Seattle region as well. All the way back over to Minnesota, southern Canada, toward Montreal and Toronto, Canada. Also into Michigan and Wisconsin, also around Chicago, Illinois, down toward Kentucky, Tennessee, down into the Carolinas, ports of Georgia, up toward Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York, and also Boston region, New Hampshire, and also into New York, into Maine as well, New York State, also back towards Ohio and West Virginia as well, and Pennsylvania, and also the Chicago area as well. The red slashed area over here, portions of Colorado, also in the portion of Kansas, Nebraska, and portion of Wyoming. We have some flash flooding and heavy rain possible for your Friday. All right. Here's a look at your forecast for your Saturday. As you can see here, we got quiet conditions from Quebec, Canada, down to portions of southern Canada, back to the southwestern area of Canada as well. Also, quiet conditions around the Seattle, Washington area, down in portion of Oregon, through San Francisco, Los Angeles, back over to Nevada, portion of Utah, Wyoming, and Montana region. Also down toward the Gulf of California, also in the northern and central Mexico, also in the portion of Texas, around the Dallas and Houston area, also toward northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, around the Atlanta, Georgia area, and also in the portion of Alabama. Also dry conditions up here in portion of Michigan, down toward Chicago, Illinois, Indiana, portion of Iowa, back into Minnesota, through the Dakotas and northern Nebraska as well. All right, there's Franklin, still churning in the tropical Atlantic. We got showers and storms still continuing around the Miami and Florida Key region. Also across southern Texas, also across northeast Mexico, and also in the Gulf Mexico as well. Also over central Texas. Also over here in northern Mexico, into portions of Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, portions of Wyoming, over toward Denver, Colorado. Also into Nebraska, Kansas, down toward Oklahoma, Arkansas, back down toward just east of Houston. Also into Mississippi, also in the ports of Kentucky, Tennessee, through the Carolinas, Georgia, and northern Florida. Also to Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York, Boston, up toward Maine, over toward Montreal, Toronto, Canada, back to Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia. I got some scattered showers up here in portions of Minnesota. Also up here in portions of southern Canada and northern North Dakota. Also into the Dakotas as well, portion of Montana. And again over here in portions of Wyoming, Montana, Idaho. Also in the portion of Oregon State and northwestern Nevada as well for your Saturn. All right. We had to go back to this radar. The other one's not working for me, so I had to go back to this one. We got plenty of shower activity over southeast Canada, also down toward the New Hampshire, Vermont, also in the New York State, all the way down toward the Washington, D.C. area, also in the coastal water. Got a little cluster of showers and storms over here in North Virginia, North Carolina. They're moving off to the south, southeast. Also, we got some around the Atlanta metro area, some severe weather there as well. You can see the severe thunderstorm polygons popping up in that graphic as well. Central and southern Florida got some scattered showers. Gulf of Mexico, a little bit around Louisiana, some showers and storms there, with a severe thunderstorm warning also in Louisiana. Also scattered activity over Arkansas. Also back over toward northern Mexico into New Mexico, Arizona, also into Utah, Colorado, also into Wyoming, a little bit in Oregon and California. Scattered activity in portions of North and South Dakota, also into Minnesota. Also some up here and just moving out of Wisconsin. Also some in Michigan as well. All right, let's move on to the watches, warning, and advisory map for your location across the nation. All right, as you can see here, we got some special weather statements, severe thunderstorm warnings like I showed in the map. Virginia, North Carolina, some coastal flood advisory for portions of the Washington, D.C. area. Flood watches in effect for portions of Ohio. Severe thunderstorm watches and warnings ongoing in Michigan, also in the coastal waters there as well. Severe thunderstorm watch also in effect for portions of North Dakota. Also flood watches are in effect for portions of Wyoming into Colorado. One county here in portions of New Mexico. Flood advisory, a severe thunderstorm warning also in effect for portions of Colorado and also down in Arizona. Excessive heat warnings, watches in effect for a portion of Arizona, Southern California. Also, we got some air quality alert for Alaska. The red flag warning is still in effect from Washington State through Oregon, Northern California. And over here in the orange section, and this is a heat advisory. This is extended from the Panhandle, Florida through Alabama through Georgia, also into Tennessee, also in the portion of Ohio and also West Virginia. Also in the portions of Wisconsin, also into Minnesota, also into Kansas, also down in Oklahoma, Texas as well. And in the burgundy color here, pink looking color, we got excessive heat warnings extended from portions of Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, much of Texas, portions of Oklahoma, all of you guys in Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, also Illinois, portions of Wisconsin, also in the portion of southeastern South Dakota, eastern Nebraska, much of Kansas as well, also in the portion of Alabama, like I said, all of Mississippi, portions of you guys in Kentucky and Tennessee, all of Indiana, portions of Ohio as well, for excessive heat warnings with temperature rising to about 110, 120 degrees in that region. All right. Alaska got some flood watches for you guys, gale warnings, gale and storm warnings for you guys, and a special weather statement for portion of Alaska, central and north. Hawaii chain island looks good. South side got some gale warnings for you guys there. Storm prediction center time. All right, as you can see here, we got general thunderstorms over here in portions of Washington State, Oregon. Also, same over here in portions through the Dakotas, down to portions of Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. Also in Texas, and portions of Florida, through the Carolinas, all the way up to Maine. There's the marginal risk from Nebraska all the way through the Dakotas and portions of Minnesota. Also down here through the Carolinas and Georgia, all the way back to New York State, also back into Michigan as well, and also into Illinois. There's an enhanced risk, slight risk up here around the Great Lakes region. And you can see that a little better. The lighter green is the general thunderstorm. There's the marginal risk in the darker green. Yellow slight risk, enhanced risk up here. Current watches. All right, over North Dakota, portions of northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, and much of Michigan. MDS discussion, just talk about the current watches in effect. Storm report, currently as of this recording. We had 3 tornado reports, 2 in portions of North Dakota, 1 down here in Florida. Wind report, we had 12 of them. They pretty much took place in northeast Georgia, Virginia, also in Ohio, also up here in portions of North Dakota. All right, hail report, we had 5 of them, 0 was large. They took place in portions of Wisconsin, North Dakota, and also over here in South Dakota. And so that brought the total number to 20. I would not be surprised to see a few more as the afternoon and evening wears on. So it may go on up to about 30 maybe. All right, fire weather, elevated risk over portions of Montana, ISO dry over portions of Oregon and Northern California. And now we're going to finally wrap it up with the tropical weather look with Storm Franklin. All right, at 5 p.m. there's the current position. Still remain a storm through 2 a.m. Saturday. All right, 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon, that's when it becomes a hurricane and remains a hurricane through 2 p.m. Tuesday with 110 miles per hour winds expected by Monday. All right, now if you're plotting this system at home, this is the current 5 p.m. advisory, located near latitude 22.4 north, longitude 68.9 west. Maximum sustained winds still remain near 60 miles per hour, has no change yet. Also, the present movement is east-northeast at 8 miles per hour. And like I said, it's currently classified as a tropical storm. Winds of 39 to 73 miles per hour. As soon as it becomes a hurricane, it will be 74 to 110 miles per hour. That is category 1 and 2 storm. Major hurricane will be 110 plus. All right. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the other little tropical features. I'm expecting a hurricane to develop sometime in the Gulf early next week. So this is it right here. But first, we're going to take a look at Franklin. We done gave you the information on Franklin. Yeah, same thing. What I just gave you. Disturbance here. Now this is just the remnant. Well, this is 92L. This organized shower and thunderstorm continued and associated with an area of low pressure located midway between the Cabo Verde Islands and the northern Lesser Antilles. Excuse me. While environmental conditions are markedly for additional development that could become more conducive in the next few days, a tropical depression could form early next week as the system moves to the west-northwestward to northwestward into the central tropical Atlantic. Formation chance through 48 hours at 20%, and formation chance through 7 days at 50%. All right, this is the remnants of Emily. This is at 2 p.m. The remnants of Emily. Tropical low pressure located more than 1,000 miles east-southeast of Bermuda. The remnants of the former tropical storm Emily is producing an elongated area of disorganized shower and thunderstorm. Recently received satellite wind data suggests that the system has lost organization from yesterday, but a tropical depression or storm still could form as it moves northwestward over the subtropical Atlantic. By this weekend, the system is expected to merge with a frontal boundary north of the Gulf Stream. For additional information on this system, check out the high seas forecast issued by the National Weather Service. Formation chance through 48 hours, 50%, and 50% in the next 7 days. That's about what I predicted anyway this afternoon that it would be anyway. All right. Let's move on to this little disturbance here down into Central America. It will move into the Caribbean Sea very shortly. All right. In the northwestern Caribbean Sea, a broad area of low pressure centered over Central America is forecast to move northwestward. Move into the northwestern Caribbean Sea by this weekend, and some gradual development of the system is possible thereafter, into early next week. And a tropical depression could form while it moves slowly northward, entering the Gulf of Mexico, and it has a 10% chance over the next 48 hours and a 60% chance over the next 7 days. So, like I said, if anybody down here in the Gulf Coast states, from the west coast of Florida all the way to ports of Mississippi, y'all need to be on the lookout for this system. Even Louisiana, you might need to keep an eye on it as well. But right now, most of the model brings it this way and then kind of turns it kind of right through the edge of the Carolinas and move it on out to sea. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on that, see what happens. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great Thursday evening. Take care, and we'll catch you back in the next video. Enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got. Like the video, share the video, consider subscribing if you have not, and we'll catch you back in the next video. So take care, everyone.